Cool. There
You
we
got
go.
it. You got it.
Okay. So basically, I just wanted to show you one of the little overviews that I actually have with the program that I actually work with right now called From Squeegee to Success, right? And we're actually
You
working on
said from squeegee to success.
yes, from squeegee to success, right? And we are
Right. So I'm understanding that that means that the folks that are outside using their squeegees on people's windshields,
Mhm.
that's what you're talking about, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay. So basically we actually worked on developing a program to actually reform or expose these workers to different ways of life. Because if you grow up in an environment where you're only susceptible to seeing drug dealers, gun violence, and people really going from, a school to prison pipeline type of mindset, then that's the mindset that you're going to learn to accumulate. So what we're doing is we're actually exposing them to business aspects, leadership aspects, career pathway aspects. And the way that we did that is by actually implementing a 12-week plan, right? Where we
Mhm.
basically meet with them 2 weeks, 2 days, I say 2 weeks, 2 days throughout the week, right? And on these days, we basically do certain topics. Like for the first, I'm not even gonna say the first week because it's basically like the introduction week, but for like the second week, the topic on that is becoming a leader, right? So
Okay.
initially, when you think of becoming a leader, one of the biggest questions you got to answer is what is leadership, right?
Mhm.
Another thing that you got to disclose within yourself is what's the difference between a growth and a fixed mindset. So
Mhm.
that's one of the things that we're exposing to them and, allowing them to think and stimulate themselves with. Another topic is for week 3, right? And keep in mind that we can always adjust this and
Yeah.
turn this around.
Yeah.
But becoming a professional, right?
Mhm.
What does it mean to become a professional? Right? To be a professional, you got to know how to manage your emotions and you got to
Yeah.
know
Oh,
how
big time.
to market yourself. So
Mhm.
basically we'll be sitting down, we'll be talking to them like, okay, let's be real. What is the best
Mhm.
way for you to do this? Because it's not like, they don't have experience, they don't have skills and stuff already. They don't possess this. It's just more
Right.
so about us teaching them and, putting them in the spaces for them to hone it in a more
Right.
positive manner for. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's some of them. I definitely have a lot more. I can go down the
Okay.
whole.
No,
Yeah.
no, no. I love it. Next time we meet, it would be great if you would share the slides in the Zoom.
Oh, definitely. I'm gonna add this on my
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because I'm actually on my little note thing. So this is actually my notes. So I can actually
Yeah, yeah.
I do have slides and stuff actually
Okay.
already
Yeah,
put
yeah,
up
yeah.
and I can
So we'll
critique
do
some.
that. Yeah. So let me ask you a question real quick. Have
Mhm.
you, did you used to use squeegees? Were you a squeegee dude?
I had a little episode as a kid and stuff like that, but I work with this nonprofit
Okay.
called Hearts Mouth, and they actually put me on
Okay.
a project to actually work with them. But
Okay.
overall, being with them and actually being able to talk to them and see their way of life and stuff like that, you see it's stuff that's much deeper than just them squeezing. It's not just about
Okay.
them. But yeah,
And so let me ask you another question. Do you know approximately how many kids in detention have engaged as squeegee boys?
no, I don't know
And I
any.
don't even know if I'm calling them using the correct term. I don't want anybody to be offended and whatnot. Um, but do you know, like approximately, is it kind of like like when I was young, we had paper routes. Most
Mhm.
boys delivered papers. That's showing my age. But I don't know if in Baltimore most boys are doing a squeegee at some point, or is that the way it is in terms of like the popularity of the squeegee game?
I feel like it's kind of give or take. It depends on the type of background you go on. Yeah, statistically, I have no like data, anything to back up what I'm saying. But
Okay. Yeah.
basically, like looking at it, it's like, if you grow up in an environment, you grow up in a household where you don't have a lot of money, or your mother or father, you just see them learning how to, hustle or learning how to, survive day to day. You're gonna
Yeah.
grow into that mentality. Okay, let me get as much money as I can. What's the best way for me to start working now? I know that legally I cannot have a job until I'm 15. What's some
Right.
other stuff other than me going, selling drugs or being that person? But for some
Okay.
people, that's actually one of those pipelines that actually lead them to becoming, a drug dealer or putting themselves
Yeah.
into positions to actually, do other bad things because it's like really what opportunities out here for us to be successful.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, so Lamar, man, seriously, this is really exciting. Like just to think about this. So what I would propose is that we meet again,
Hmm.
and next time, what I'd like you to do is share your slides, right?
Okay.
And to fully develop that, because I think that the YAB, right, the Youth Action Board, to go into the detention centers and do have that will be very appealing to our boys. They're not going to shut you down, right? Old heads like me, they go, oh yeah, what's he talking about? He doesn't know. But just the whole concept that you're letting them know that there is a trajectory, right, from being just being a squeegee guy, all the way up into you being a professional. If some want to be professionals, because you and I both know not all youth want to be professionals. That's
Hmm.
not part of their mindset. But yeah, I think that will be great. So if you went into my vision as you go into the detention center, you can decide how often, right? And you can,
I
I
wouldn't
don't know.
mind making it like a once a week type thing or something like that.
There
Like
you go.
we could really work something out like that.
Exactly. And so you decide like if it's going to be once a week, how long do you think that like those slides that you have right now, how long do you think that'll take?
Well, typically from my experience, because like I said, this is not like I have experience doing stuff like this. Like I get paid to do facilitation to teach leadership and stuff
Mhm.
along those lines and stuff like that. But usually we do it within an hour. We'll have an hour type session. We
There
can
you
even
go.
implement an activity within there, so it's not just everything being hands on. Or we
Yep.
can have like a little workshop type of thing where we actually are just talking.
Mhm.
It's a lot of ways to actually implement stuff like this. And then on top of that, to also include guests.
Yeah.
You know, although like I would have to get fingerprinting and stuff like that. Like you said, other people can come in there 2 times a week, I believe, right? I mean, 2 times out of the year, right?
Yeah. Without fingerprinting and background check, you can go into each facility 1 to 2 times a year.
Okay, and that's cool. I got people who are artists. I got people who are exposed with music and like a lot of facets, like talking
Mhm.
about business. We got I can break down the list, but I got a lot of people who I could potentially expose them to for them to look
Yeah.
at stuff differently. Like, okay, like
It's awesome. So
yeah.
here's my thinking before we get off. My thinking is one, develop this piece in terms of from squeegee to professional.
Mhm.
Have your slides to like you have exactly like that 1 hour. It'll take an hour. Um, if you'd like to go into, you said once a week. If you'd like to do that, let me know around what time you'd like to do that. What would be ideal, right?
Okay.
It sounds like it would be you. So when we get off the call, let me know, email me and let me know if you want me to send you or you don't have to email me. You say it now. The volunteer application. And once again, that takes about a month, but that's the background fingerprint piece. And
Mhm.
if other people, if it's just going to be you doing it, will you be doing that as a YAB person, right? Youth Action Board.
Mhm.
Um, and this other stuff, the other stuff that you're thinking about, let's address that on our next call.
Okay.
Once you get your thoughts together, like this will take this many weeks to accomplish this, right?
Mhm.
And then after that, we have a guy that wants to come in and do, and we can work this out. We can weave it in together, Lamar. We
I
can.
said I'm here for
Um,
it.
you said what?
No, I said I'm here for it.
Yeah, absolutely. So first things first, if we get this one thing off, because I think that will also help out in terms of Youth Action Board, because we've been going back and forth for a while, Youth Action Board and Beyond Rhetoric, in terms of like what we want to do.
Mhm.
This will be a great first launching pad. It sounds excellent. It sounds like what our youth need and would actually listen to. And they would listen to you before they would listen to me.
Okay.
And so if we can establish that, then we can get the wheels going. So when do you want to meet again? You want to meet same time next Monday? Is that enough time for you?
That would actually be good, actually. Yeah.
Okay. So let's do
I
that.
was just
Let's say,
thinking this week. I'm like, okay. Friday it is.
yeah, yeah, man. We gonna keep this, we're gonna keep it moving because the
Uh,
youth need, they have so many needs. Um, so let's meet next same time. We do a Zoom at 3:15.
okay.
Um, and yeah. I'm digging it. Now, if you we can push it and make it Friday at 3:15 if you want.
No, that could be Monday. That give me some time to actually talk to some of the people with the YAB Youth Advisory Board, get some of that insight too, just to make sure
Perfect.
everything is going in the right direction. But overall, based off of everything that kind of is, well, everything that has been said in the way that we talked about stuff, we could basically turn it. We could do potentially a 12-week type thing and
Mhm.
just had that one session.
Mhm.
What's the longest that we could be there for?
Truth be told, that I would say folks got ADHD.
Mhm.
After about 45 minutes to an hour, they start like going, "Yo, bro, when's this gonna end?" Like looking around and stuff. So we have to keep that in mind as well. But that said, um, hour and a half, I would say hour and a half max, but hours like the sweet spot. 45, but an hour is a sweet spot.
Okay, okay. So they say I'm just trying to think because I want to keep it like, I want to have it business, but I also want to give them that personal time because being completely honest, if you're teaching somebody something new, they're going to try to relate it to something, and that's going to lead to stories, tangents, and
100%.
so
Yeah,
I'm just
I'm
trying to
glad
think
you
about it
said
from that
tangent.
mindset.
I can tell you facilitate. Lamar,
Yeah.
you're great. Tell you facilitate because folks gonna be like, yeah, but one time my friend was doing the squeegee, right? Right. Lamar, John, right? And then all of a sudden it just takes a different turn and you have to pull folks back in. But if they're not able to express themselves, they won't feel connected. So
Hmm.
I'm glad that about it. So we can say we can say 60 to 75 minutes, right?
Hmm.
And then you can determine based on each group, because some groups are going to be more interested than others. And then sometimes, to be honest with you, a lot of people don't understand this, but when you're in that environment, when you go into the detention center, what often happens is that sometimes things are happening that we are not aware of. Like there was a fight yesterday. So the residential advisors, those are like the guards, the residential advisors will want to, have a conversation with them. So your session might get cut short.
Hmm.
Or maybe they want to play basketball. And, the people organizing this didn't really kind of think everything through. So basketball time is right up against your time. And so they're concerned that they're not going to get their basketball time. So you have to say, hey guys, I'm going to cut this short at this time so that you guys can go do rec. They call it rec. And so
Could I
those are
join them
all
in
the
rec?
things. You said what?
Could I join them in their rec?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
If
cool.
you good, because
Okay.
they're gonna, they love that as well. So
Yeah, I work
100%.
out, so I got you.
There you go. There you go. Absolutely. So yeah, so give me a vision about what you want, how this is gonna look, right?
Mhm.
Dot I's and cross T's. We're gonna come in there, we're gonna, introduce ourselves first, or whatever that hour looks like, or that 60 to 75 minutes looks like. Um, and then we can take it from there.
All right, that's fine. That actually sounds really good. Could I ask for like two things?
Yeah, sure.
So
As long as
potentially,
it's not a lot, because I'm not agreeing to anything else on my plate. But
I
come
mean, you
on,
already said sure. So stop.
talk to me. Talk to me.
Nah. Basically, if you have any like previous information or work that you've done with like, trying to get the ball rolling with this, could you send that over to me? As well
Yeah.
as if you had like a potential schedule, like, with the juvenile center, I don't know if they have like schedules with like when they go to rec or when they do specific things or have like people come in and out. But if you had
Yeah.
like a schedule like something like that, could you send that over too as well?
Now here may be a challenge. The challenge is, let's talk about schedule real quick. So the quick answer to the schedule thing is no,
Okay.
because it varies. It varies for, I told you they have the different pods, and then each pod has 4 units.
Okay.
What happens is it varies. So unit 30 will have rec at 10, unit 31 will have rec at 11. So they're moving, and then, but once again, if there's a fight, right,
They
or
get
that
changed.
happened days ago, things switch around and all that. But what happens is when you tell us, this is what we want, we communicate to the Department of Juvenile Services, hey, we need an hour's time, and they do all that. They
Okay.
go, okay, he can't do unit 30. Let's say your best time is at 2:00. He can't do unit 30 at 2. Oh, here's the other caveat. They work best on the weekends.
Even better.
Yeah, there you go. Well, I'm glad. That works. That works. Okay, here's the reason why. Because during the week they do school. So they have regular schooling. And so on the weekends, they're like, yo, we've got time. So if you go in there and say that, we're going to hit this many, yeah, that'll work really well. So that's that. Now, on the previous thing, I'm going to send you the information about all that you need to do in order to get the ball rolling in terms of background check, fingerprinting.
All right, that's cool. That definitely seems like a plan. I can definitely do that.
There you go.
All right.
And that's it.
So I really appreciate it. This meeting was very successful. I'm ready to
Well,
hop
I
on
think it was
tomorrow.
great. So to be continued, us, we're about that Beyond Rhetoric piece. So it's all about what we do. We done had good conversations, but if this doesn't come to fruition, it's kind of like, come on. All right.
Oh yeah, no, most definitely. We're gonna have all this stuff out. I got my little notepad. I got you.
There you go. All right, Lamar. It's so great meeting you, man. To be continued next Monday, 3:15.
All right, that's a bet. You have a blessed one.
All right, peace. You too. And send me this if you can.
Okay.